Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the legislation that we are debating and considering today is a clear all-of-the-above plan to increase American energy production, to lower gasoline prices, and to reduce our dependence on unstable foreign energy. But more than anything else, Mr. Chairman, this is a bill about creating jobs. The Domestic Energy and Jobs Act creates good-paying permanent jobs that will put people back to work and to help grow our economy. The only thing that the Obama administration has been more hostile to than American job creation, Mr. Chairman, is American energy production. But frankly, that shouldn't surprise anyone because the two do go hand in hand. President Obama likes to talk about an all-of-the-above energy plan, but in reality, it's a nothing-from-America energy plan. This administration has consistently said no to new American energy production while happily forcing hard-working American taxpayers to spend over $1 million a minute on foreign energy. President Obama doesn't want to drill for oil in Utah. Perhaps he'd rather get it from Venezuela. President Obama doesn't want to drill for natural gas in New Mexico. Perhaps he'd rather get it from Yemen. President Obama doesn't want to develop our oil shale in Colorado. Perhaps he'd rather get oil from OPEC. President Obama doesn't want to import oil from our friends in Canada by approving the Keystone pipelines. Perhaps he'd rather import oil from our countries that aren't our friends in the Middle East. And finally, President Obama doesn't want to drill off American coasts, but he doesn't seem to mind Fidel Castro drilling 60 miles from America. And he doesn't seem to mind giving Brazil billions of dollars to help them drill off their coasts and then promise to be their best customer. The American people need to understand that this administration has taken this country in exactly the wrong direction when it comes to developing our vast energy resources. While President Obama has been digging the United States into massive fiscal deficits, he has also gotten America into an energy deficit on federal lands from which it could take years to recover. Energy production on federal lands is one of our best opportunities for job creation and energy security. But time and again, that production has been blocked or delayed by this administration. Under this administration, from 2010 to 2011, oil production on federal lands fell by 14%, and natural gas production on these same lands fell by 11%. Now, Mr. Chairman, this is in stark contrast to oil and natural gas production on state and private lands because that production has boomed. American energy equals American jobs. It's a simple formula for job creation and economic growth, but clearly it's one that this administration doesn't seem to understand. Maybe that's because they just don't know how desperate Americans are for jobs. Just a few weeks ago, with unemployment above 8% and 23 million Americans looking for work, our president told American people that the private sector is doing, quote, just fine, end quote. Well, if you don't know how the problem is, how can you possibly know how to fix it? So, Mr. Chairman, in summary, this is the same president that has issued the lowest number of onshore energy leases since 1984. This is the same president who talks about an all-of-the-above energy plan, but actively blocks the ability to produce more oil and natural gas and coal, and specifically doing so on public lands. For President Obama, the all-of-the-above is just a political convenience slogan, but for House Republicans, it's a real job-creating energy policy. So I urge my colleagues to vote for the Domestic Energy and Jobs Act to put Americans back to work and make us less dependent on foreign sources. And with that, I reserve the balance of my time.